Hello, good to be with you here on the authoritative, bold and trusted bulletin in the region, Maisha Prime News. We focus to explain rather than just state, elaborate rather than just mention. Tonight we've got a lot lined up for you from politics, where Kivuta Kibwana has joined Ruto's legal team ahead of the Supreme Court battle, to education news, where education CS Professor George Magoha has said that day schools in Mombasa, Kakamega and 6 other electoral areas will be closed on Monday to pave way for the elections to take place. Stay tuned as I seek to inform and also educate you on all these here on Maisha TV, on Maisha Prime News. Let's have a look at our top stories tonight.
The case was reported yesterday. The report was of sudden death of somebody who had collapsed in town. He was rushed to the hospital, and at the hospital it was confirmed that he was dead. So no person has killed another one.
Laikipia County Directorate of Criminal Investigations DCI boss Onesmus Towet dispels rumors surrounding the death of Kirinyaga IEBC official Geoffrey Gitobu, saying it was a sudden death and not murder. Also tonight,
following the successful conclusion of the general elections and subsequent declaration of the governor-elect, and pursuant to the provisions of the assumption of office of the governor-elect,
newly elected governors to be sworn in on Thursday, August 25th, in accordance with the law, which requires the oath or affirmation to take place 10 days after the candidates are declared winners by the IEBC. Plus,
in terms of our children, because we don't want them to miss any more time, we have also agreed as a government that the boarding schools shall not be closed, they will not be interfered with. Those that are polling centers, the children will remain in their boarding houses, in the fields and the libraries.
Day schools in Mombasa and Kakamega counties, as well as 6 other areas with pending elections, to be closed on Monday, August 29th, to pave way for the exercise. Alright, welcome. My name is Rida Kering Chebet. The Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission IEBC has gazetted 45 governors-elect ahead of their swearing-in ceremonies on Thursday. In a gazette notice, the electoral body's chairman, Fula Chebukati, stated that the number of votes attained by each governor has also been indicated. Kakamega and Mombasa counties appeared blank as the residents are set to elect their governors on August 29th. By law, all newly elected governors are supposed to be sworn in 10 days after being declared winners by the IEBC. Sharon Chepchumba reports.
I, Newly elected governors will be sworn in on Thursday, August 25th, in accordance with the law which requires the oath to take place 10 days after the candidates are declared winners by the IEBC.
Naomba wakaji wa Uasin Gishu, wananchi wote kutoka kaunti yetu ya Uasin Gishu waweze kuhudhuria hiyo sherehe, kwa sababu sheria inasema ya kwamba sherehe ya kuapishwa kwa gavana inafaa kufanyika mbele ya kila mtu akiona, na hata saa ya kufanyika imewekwa kwa sheria. Inafaa kuwa hiyo ceremony ya swearing in inafanywa kutoka saa 4 hadi saa 8, haifai kupita hapo. Kwa hivyo tunataka kuomba wananchi wetu wakuje. Mipango yote iko tayari, maandalizi imepangwa. Tutakuwa na jaji wa mahakama kuu ambaye atakuwa yeye ndiye atapreside over the ceremony, the swearing in bit, na kutakuwa na mambo mengine ambayo yatafanyika kuhusiana na hiyo procedure.
The Council of Governors will include 30 new members who will be taking up the mantle for the first time, as well as 6 inaugural governors who will be retaking the seats they lost in 2017. 4 others have retained their seat and will be serving for the second and final term. They include Governor Anyang' Nyong'o of Kisumu County, Governor Wilbur Otichilo of Vihiga County, Joseph Olelenku of Kajiado County, and Stephen Sang of Nandi County.
Kwa hivyo tumejitayarisha kabisa, kila kitu iko shwari. Mnajua kilele ya hiyo sherehe itakuwa ni wakati atakuwa anapatiwa zile instrument of power ambao tutapeana ile bendera ya county na ile muhuri ya county pia tutampatia constitution, ili kuonyesha kwamba utawala umetoka pande hii umeenda mahali ingine. Kwa hivyo tunauliza watu members of the public wajitokeze kwa wingi ili tuweze kujumuika pamoja kwa hii siku ambao ni ya kipekee.
The newly elected governors of Nairobi and Busia, Johnson Sakaja and Paul Otuoma, are also scheduled to take the oath of office. Additionally, scheduled for swearing in is Andrew Mwadime, the newly elected governor of Taita Taveta County, and Kawira Mwangaza of Meru County, who ran as an independent candidate.
That the assumption of office of the governor committee has been constituted to facilitate the handing over process and prepare the swearing in of the governor-elect and deputy governor-elect respectively.
In addition to Wesley Rotich of Elgeyo Marakwet and Benjamin Cheboy of Baringo County, other governors taking office on Thursday include Jonathan B. of Uasin Gishu County, Simeon Kachapin of West Pokot County, Jonathan Lati of Samburu County, Moses Badilisha Kiarie of Nyandarua County, Jeremiah Lomurukai of Turkana County, Simba Arati of Kisii County, Mohamud Ali of Marsabit County, Mutula Kilonzo Jr. of Makueni County, Mohamed Adan Halif of Mandera County, Hassan Guyo of Isiolo County, Ahmed Abdullahi of Wajir County, Kimani Wamatangi of Kiambu County, Ken Lusaka of Bungoma County, George Natembea of Trans Nzoia County, Anne Waiguru of Kirinyaga County, Hilary Barchok of Bomet, Cecil Mbarire of Embu County, Eric Mutai of Kericho County, Fatuma Achani of Kwale County, and Joshua Irungu of Laikipia County.
Following the successful conclusion of the general elections and subsequent declaration of the governor-elect, and pursuant to the provisions of the assumption of office of the governor-elect 2019, I wish to brief the Kisii residents as follows. The committee has been holding meetings and preparations are underway for the swearing in of the governor-elect and deputy governor-elect.
Tumekuwa tukikaa kwa hii komiti ili kuweza kuhakikisha kwamba hiyo siku ya tarehe 25 ambayo itakuwa ni Alhamisi, ambapo tutakuwa Dr. Irungu Kang'ata atakuwa anaapishwa kuwa gavana wa kaunti ya Murang'a. Kwa hivyo hiyo kamati imekuwa ikitayarisha mambo kama hiyo, kutayarisha miradi ambao tumekuwa tupangalia rasilimali za county, pia tutakuwa tunampatia mambo kama hayo.
Mimi pamoja na Profesa Kiarie Maura ndio tunawakilisha governor mteule Dr. Irungu Kang'ata wa Murang'a katika hii kamati ya assumption of the office of the governor, na tumechaguliwa ili tusikizane na tujadiliane na wale wengine wenye kamati kuhusu zile mambo county secretary amesema.
The law mandates that the outgoing governor present the new governor with the county flag, coat of arms, constitution and public seal. After receiving the tools of power, the newly elected governor will take over. Following the oath of office, the Council of Governors will organize a thorough induction for the county leadership to inform them of their responsibilities and explain government rules and regulations.
Kwa hivyo tukiwa hapa pamoja na members wa committee, tunaomba wananchi waweze kufika kwa saa ili tuweze witness ama tuweze kushuhudia hiyo sherehe. Baada ya hiyo, huyo gavana mpya atakuwa amekuwa sasa ndiye gavana rasmi, atakuwa amekabidhiwa mamlaka na ataweza kuanza kazi yake kama gavana wa pili wa kaunti yetu ya Uasin Gishu. We have made arrangements to cater for up to 10,000 people to attend that ceremony in sports club. We are expecting wageni, tunatarajia senior government officials, chief executive officers wa parastatals, even diplomats, high commissioners and members of the diplomatic corps kuhudhuria hiyo siku pamoja na wananchi wetu pia.
Residents of Kakamega and Mombasa counties are set to elect their governors on August 29th.
We have also allowed the candidates to do campaigns for the next 4 days and stopped for 48 hours before the election date on Monday 29.
Maisha Prime, Maisha Television, I'm Sharon Chepchumba.
Thank you so much, Sharon Chepchumba. And also to add on the same, IEBC has also gazetted all MCAs that were elected in the just concluded August 9th polls as they were to be sworn in. All the 47 county assemblies ought to have 1,450, but some wards are yet to elect their MCAs, among them Nyanki West ward in North Imenti, Meru County, and Kwanjenga ward in Embakasi South, Nairobi. And now away from that, outgoing Makueni County Governor Professor Kivutha Kibwana has joined President-elect William Ruto's Kenya Kwanza political camp. Ruto announced on Tuesday that Professor Kibwana will be part of Kenya Kwanza legal team in the ongoing presidential election petition filed by Azimio Coalition. Professor Kibwana, who was accompanied by other leaders, was welcomed to Kenya Kwanza at Ruto's official Karen residence. The move by Kibwana to join the Kenya Kwanza team comes as a surprise, as he was a key player in the Raila Odinga-led Azimio la Umoja coalition in the just concluded August 9th elections. Kibwana lost in the Makueni senatorial race after being trounced by Dan Manzo. At the same time, former Ariada MP Nicholas Gumbo held talks with the Kenya Kwanza Alliance leadership on matters of economic development days after United Democratic Movement UDM party signed a pact with the coalition. Gumbo unsuccessfully ran for the Siaya governor's seat on a UDM ticket in the just concluded elections. The politician was accompanied by members of professional groups from the counties of Kisumu and Siaya. The meeting was hosted by Amani National Congress ANC party leader Musalia Mudavadi in Nairobi. The UDM party leadership, led by Mandera Senator-elect Ali Roba, signed a post-election pact with Kenya Kwanza on Saturday, August 20th, formally ditching the Azimio One Kenya coalition. And after the deadline of the submission of presidential elections, all eyes now shift to the 7-judge bench that will determine the fate of the election petition in the next 14 days. The judges comprise of Chief Justice Martha Koome, Lady Justice Philomena Mwilu, Justice Mohammed Ibrahim, Justice Njoki Ndungu, Justice Dr. Smoky Wanjala, Justice Isaac Lenaula, and Justice William Ouko. The exclusive jurisdiction and powers handed to the 7 judges date back 11 years ago, when the highest court was operationalized as a result of the 2010 Kenyan Constitution. Here is the breakdown of the events that led to the formation of the Supreme Court by Bushebi Jr.
On Monday, August 22nd, Azimio leader Raila Odinga filed a petition at the Supreme Court of Kenya challenging the presidential elections declared by Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission IEBC chairperson Wafula Chebukati.
President. Settle down, please. Settle down. Settle down.
All eyes now shift to the 7-judge bench that will determine the fate of the election petition in the next 14 days. The judges comprise Chief Justice Martha Koome, Lady Justice Philomena Mwilu, Justice Mohammed Ibrahim, Justice Njoki Ndung'u, Justice Dr. Smokin Wanjala, Justice Isaac Lenaola, and Justice William Ouko. The exclusive jurisdiction and powers handed to the 7 judges date back 11 years ago when the highest court was operationalized as a result of the 2010 Kenyan Constitution. Here is a breakdown of the events that led to the formation of the Supreme Court. The aftermath of the 2007 general election saw ODM's Raila challenge the presidential results that declared the Party of National Unity PNU's Mwai Kibaki as the victor.
9 candidates contested this election. The results conveyed to the Commission by returning officers through the statutory reforms: Honorable Mwai Kibaki, 4,584,721. Raila Odinga, 4,352,993.
Within minutes after the electoral body at the time the Electoral Commission of Kenya declared Kibaki's victory, he was sworn in at State House, Nairobi late in the evening. This sparked spontaneous mass protests and chaos across the country that precipitated into post-election violence of 2007-2008. Further, Raila challenged the credibility of the entire electoral process, with his supporters denouncing the results.
Kenyans are deeply disturbed and angered by the attempt of this government to steal this election through a process that was fraudulent at every step of the way.
Odinga and Ruto were the pillars of ODM in the run-up to the 2007 polls. They belonged to the Pentagon, the party's organ that nearly wrestled the power from Kibaki.
The country has changed. He was voted out, he has stolen the votes. Kenyans cannot tolerate it, and the international community cannot tolerate it.
We are telling Mwai Kibaki it will not be long. He will have to quit State House because he did not win. We are making it categorical that this is not going to be about a day, it is not going to be about a week, it's not going to be about a month, it is going to be until the will of the people of Kenya prevails. That is the commitment we are giving them, and that is our position, and we are unrelenting.
The chaotic events led to the establishment of the Kriegler Commission, which sought to examine the integrity of the entire electoral process. The report by the commission established that there were legitimate concerns regarding the Electoral Commission and the judiciary that needed to be addressed. After concluding that Kenyans had lost faith in the judiciary's ability to handle matters pertaining to electoral disputes, the commission recommended a separate law to be enacted to pave way for a higher court to handle matters that cannot be resolved by the Electoral Commission, and that such a court ought to be granted powers to issue advisory opinions. It said, and I quote, "IREC recommends that a separate law be enacted to facilitate the establishment of a special electoral dispute resolution court to handle appeal matters from the initial stages of dispute resolution by the ECK." End of quote. Both Kibaki and Raila later resolved their differences and formed the Government of National Unity. Part of the peace deal that ended the stalemate ordered for the constitution to be reviewed. Later, the process of amending the constitution kicked off as it was subjected to a referendum. With a resounding affirmation, the proposed Constitution of Kenya 2010 was promulgated.
Mwai Kibaki, President and Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of the Republic of Kenya, declare that the Constitution set out in a schedule shall be the new Constitution of Kenya with effect from the 27th August, the year 2010.
Do swear that I will always truly and diligently serve the people and the Republic of Kenya in the office of the Prime Minister of the Republic of Kenya.
And uphold the sovereignty, integrity, and dignity of the people of Kenya.
Under the Supreme Court Act number 7 of 2011, the Supreme Court was established as the highest court in the country with the exclusive jurisdiction to handle presidential election petitions. For Maisha Prime, Maisha Television, Ambushabi Jr.
Thank you, Bushebi Jr. And police in Laikipia County have dispelled rumors circulating on social media regarding the death of Gishungu returning officer Geoffrey Gitobu. Speaking to members of the press on Tuesday, Laikipia County DCI boss Onesmus Towet dismissed claims that the Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission official was murdered. He urged members of the public not to politicize the matter and wait for the police to conclude their investigations. Millicent Makoha Udmo.
The DCI has dismissed claims that Gichugu returning officer Geoffrey Gitobo may have been murdered.
We have information of a case which was reported yesterday at our station. It was a case of a sudden death. Sudden death. That case was reported that a member of the public was not feeling well. He was taken to the hospital by a colleague, and at the hospital he was examined and was found that to have died immediately on arrival.
Laikipia County DCI boss Onesmus Towet said the poll officer's demise is at this point considered sudden death.
So there are a lot of speculation that somebody from the IEBC who has been working as a returning officer at Kirinyaga has been murdered here at Nanyuki. Those information are not correct. They are lies. We are not investigating any case of murder. We are investigating a case of a sudden death of a member of a public.
Gitobu died mysteriously on Monday after collapsing while at the IEBC Nanyuki office. The death of the 52-year-old officer sparked rumors online that he may have been silenced in relation to election.
We have received a report that an IEBC officer has been murdered or killed in Nanyuki. That is not the position. The case was reported yesterday at around 2:38 hours in the afternoon. The report was of sudden death of somebody who had collapsed in town. He was rushed to the hospital, and at the hospital it was confirmed that he was dead. So no person has killed another one, and no person has been brought here that he has killed another one, and no case of murder or manslaughter has been reported here at this Nanyuki.
Towet said a post-mortem exercise will be conducted on Wednesday to ascertain the cause of death.
So the member of public is the body was taken to Cottage Hospital. It was received as a dead body, and we're expecting to do a post-mortem tomorrow morning to demystify what happened to his life before he died.
For Maisha Prime News, Maisha Television, I'm Millicent Makoha.
Thank you, Millicent Makoha. And moving on, day schools in Mombasa, Kakamega and 6 other electoral areas will be closed on Monday to pave way for elections to take place on Monday in a consultative meeting between the IEBC, that is the Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission, and the candidates. They chose Monday, 29th August 2022 as a date of the elections in areas where the elections had been postponed. The elections were postponed following errors in the ballot papers. Speaking on Tuesday, the Education Cabinet Secretary Professor George Magoha, in his inspection tour of CBC preparedness, said learning must continue in regions where elections will be conducted. Nerima Wekesa is on that story.
The Cabinet Secretary for Education, Professor George Magoha, has said that the learning program will be affected again in the areas where elections will be held on Monday. The Cabinet Secretary had earlier stated that learning will not be stopped due to the election in the country, saying that the Electoral Commission has to come up with a better plan to avoid the closure of schools. However, a week later, the Cabinet Secretary makes a U-turn over the same.
We have agreed, having consulted Mr. Chebukati and Mr. Hussein Marjan, that as far as the polling centers are concerned, we are happy to allow them to use our facilities in both primary and secondary schools. But we have also agreed that the tallying centers, which may require more than one day, we have agreed mutually that they should be taken to tertiary institutions, and a press release will be coming shortly to say so.
Speaking on Monday during his inspection tour of CBC preparedness in Dagoretti South, Nairobi County, the CS said that the Ministry of Education has agreed with the Electoral Commission to use its facilities as polling stations. He said that learning in day schools will be affected while boarding school will remain in schools.
In terms of our children, because we don't want them to miss any more time, we have also agreed as a government that the boarding schools shall not be closed, they will not be interfered with. Those that are polling centers, the children will remain in their boarding houses, in the fields and the libraries. As far as day schools are concerned, we think one day is not bad enough. The children can stay at home on Monday the 29th and report back to school on Tuesday, the 30th. For those mixed schools, I'm told that there are a few schools which are both boarding and day. The same will apply. The day scholars should remain at home for that Monday to report the following day. The boarding scholars should remain in school and remain away from the polling areas.
Professor Magoha said that the tallying centers in the named areas will be moved to tertiary institutions to allow students to continue with their studies. The Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission (IEBC) chairperson Wafula Chebukati announced on Monday that the postponed gubernatorial election in Mombasa and Kakamega counties will be held on Monday 29. The Member of Parliament election will be held in Kitui Rural Constituency on the same day, as well as in Kachiliba Constituency, Pokot South Constituency, and Rongai Constituency in Nakuru County. Also, the postponed Member of County Assembly Ward election will be held on the same day in Nyaki West and Kwanjenga in Embakasi South Constituency. This comes days after schools resumed learning after a week of closure for election. Nerima Wekesa, Maisha Prime News, Maisha Television.
And moving on, technical and vocational education and training institutions, TVET's principals have commenced training on recognition of prior learning policy in preparation for the rollout of the policy. The policy focuses on certification based on skills and competency for the informal sector. The country has been preparing to put in place the necessary systems, structures, and legal frameworks to implement recognition of prior learning (RPL) for the past few years.
This country has been preparing to put in place the necessary systems, structures, and legal frameworks to implement recognition of prior learning. And for the entire past 2-3 years, that is what we have been doing. Now we are entering a new phase of really rollout. And to start the rollout,
will our constituencies, and it will be easy for anyone to approach a public TVET institution or a private public TVET institution would want his qualifications registered and recognized for a qualification that is well registered with Kenya National Qualifications Authority. We want to say, as public TVET institutions, we are ready and we are willing to implement this very important government policy so that our country can have a good pool, a good mass of young men and women who will help the development of this country.
Right, let's take a quick commercial break. More news coming up.
A strong woman knows she has strength enough for the journey. But a woman of strength knows it is in the journey where she will become strong. Join Irene Mumbo Bushebi and Rita Kering on Prime Women Talk every Wednesday from 8 p.m. exclusive to MTV.
Good morning.
Good afternoon.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Is live at Hannesburg.
Barcelona is live from Damascus. We're on the doorstep.
For Maisha TV.
For Maisha Prime News, Maisha Television.
For Maisha Prime News, Maisha Television.
Trusted news, trusted sources, trusted dissemination of information.
Protect by all available means our territory.
Parliament must be careful.
Maisha Prime News, Monday to Friday at 8 p.m. Trusted, unbiased, authoritative. The stage is set. The time is now. Credible news. It is Prime News. Only on Maisha TV. Prepare for the beast. Informative. Authoritative. Unbiased. Welcome to Maisha News.
Engineering jobs can now also be found widely in the computer engineering, software engineering, nanotechnology, mechatronics, and many more.
Engineering tips in association with
Kongoni Technical and Vocational College, technology and innovation to meet societal needs.
It is a season of seriousness, and only the serious presenters come onto your screen.
Maisha Prime News and Maisha Prime Morning Edition. My hustle, my story. Maisha Prime Weekend.
Rita Kering Chibet, Millicent Makoha, Brian Gad. Only on Maisha TV. The stage is set. The time is now. Credible news. It is Prime News. Only on Maisha TV. Prepare for the beast. Informative. Authoritative. Unbiased.
Welcome back. My name is Rida Chebet Karing and this is Maisha Prime News. Now let's move to western part of the country where workers at Mumias Sugar Company are calling for thorough investigations into circumstances that led to the death of their colleague. The workers are also calling for implementation of safer working conditions by the management of the Miller. Millicent Luamba reports.
The misery surrounding the death of a Mumias Sugar employee who plunged into a boiler on Saturday night has deepened today after the family and colleagues alleged a cover-up involving the funds, bosses and police. 54 years old Dixon Inganga, who was not on any written contract with the Sarai Group that is undertaking company's revival, reportedly stepped on a rusty and shaky top aperture of the sucrose boiler, which then caved under his weight.
Wakati wafanyikazi walienda pale kufanya kazi, like one of them ni mtu anaitwa Dixon Inganga George, ambaye amekufa kifo ambayo haina heshima yoyote, kifo mbaya, kwa sababu alislide kwa hiyo plate yenye alikuwa amekanyaga, ili give way na akakufa. Hatujui mpaka saa hizi Sarai amefanya nini kuhusu. Mtu anaitwa Dixon Inganga George, ambaye amekufa kifo ambayo haina heshima yoyote, kifo mbaya, kwa sababu alislide kwa hiyo plate yenye alikuwa amekanyaga, ili give way na akakufa. Hatujui. Normally kwa sugar factory kama hiyo boiler ni kama time bomb. Hakuna vile unaweza anzisha boiler ambayo haijakuwa maintained na bila kuangalia safety ya wafanyikazi wetu. Factory ukienda kama process house ilikuwa na a lot of wear, tear and wear, na most of parts zilikuwa zimezeeka na zimewea kabisa. Huyo jamaa allege kwa ukora ya kwamba alifanya maintenance. Hakuna maintenance ilifanyika pale, na hii imekuja kudhihirika.
Akina watuoli wako wapi? Kwa sababu hakuna barua ambayo anapewa, hakuna safety gears, safety attires, hata hakuna kofia. Mtu anafaa Marvin anaingia process house, angefanya maintenance leo hii Inganga wetu angeweza kufa, kwa sababu kule kwa ile tangi ambayo ilikuwa ya molasses ya cheese pale process house ya Mumias Sugar Company kule ilikuwa imeoza. Wakati ilikuwa imeoza, jamaa kwenda kule anatuziwa kwa sababu anaogopa, kwa sababu ya umaskini akaanguka.
The deceased was the breadwinner of the family and has left behind 7 children and 1 wife.
Wasiwasi yenye tuko nayo ni kwamba yeye ndiye amekuwa kihustle akileta chakula. Sasa amekufa, watoto wataenda shule namna gani? Mke wake ataishi namna gani? Wale watu ambao walikuwa wamemtegemea wote wataishi namna gani? Akisha kufa kwa factory, ripoti ilitoa kwamba sukari ilijaa kwa tumbo. Inamaanisha aliingia ndani na akakunywa sukari ikajaa, akasuffocate. Chemicals zile zenye zilikuwa pale because of recklessness ya huyo jamaa anaitwa investor mwenye akopana anaitwa Sarai na timu yake. Agents wake hawajui kitu inaitwa safety ni nini. Hawajui kitu inaitwa binadamu nini, Muafrika ni nini.
Even the family imeambiwa wachana na hii maneno, tutawaandika. Je, hii kiwanda imefanya 2 years, almost 2 years. Hakuna sukari imeanguka pale. Watawaandika nini? Watawaandika kule India ama watawapeleka kule Uganda? Justice must be done. Sarai must go. Sarai must go. KCB must go.
According to the workers, Sarai has been operating Mumias Sugar assets without any legal authority. They also accused him of disobeying court orders.
Tunataka serikali iingilie, kwa sababu kama court order imetoka. Court order ya pili imetoka tarehe 28 Julai. Na court order zingine zilitoka mingi. Ameambiwa ya kwamba toka pale. Kwani Sarai anategemea nani? Sarai anaangalia nani mwenye? Sheria ya Kenya, koti ya Kenya yote chini ya Mheshimiwa na Martha Koome. Sarai amepuuza. Sasa sisi kama wananchi tumechoka. Tunasema koti irevisit hiyo maneno. Tunataka Sarai atoke na grupu zake, tupate investor mwingine mwenye atakuja kufanya kazi.
Sarai hana permit ya kutoa sukari. Hana license ya kutoa sukari. Sarai hana insurance ya kufanya kwa kampuni ya sukari. Anafanya nini hapa Mumias? Sarai afanye nini? Sarai afanye nini? Wananchi ndio wamesema. Hawa mama watoto wao wanakufa huko ndani. Simu inawachoma. Vitu zinadunga miguu kwa maana mambo ya safety hakuna. Sarai afanye nini?
The plan to revive Mumias Sugar Company has faced day-to-day blow. This is after the High Court ordered the Sarai Group to stop operations at the company.
Kenya Commercial Bank wakati ilileta huyu jamaa ilimuleta ili afufue kiwanda. Lakini ya ajabu kwamba juzi uliona hata kwa mtandao huyu mwenye alimuleta receiver manager anamuandikia barua kwamba mimi bwana wewe Sarai nilikutuma kule katika kiwanda cha Mumias ufanye cleaning, yani apanguze. Akamkana kabisa ya kwamba mimi sikukutuma pale ufanye operations. Lawyer wake alimuandikia, lawyer wa receiver manager, ambayo it was very clear. Mimi nashangaa huyo jamaa anasikia sheria gani yeye anaheshimu? Amepata court order, anararua, amepata court order nyingine, anararua ili asimame. Lakini anaendelea na kazi. Je, huyo jamaa ako ni nani anamsukuma? Godfather ni nani? I'm appealing to the judiciary ambayo iko independent. Investigate, iingilie. Huyu jamaa afungwe kwa sababu amekataa kutii sheria ya nchi.
Sarai Group won the tender on December 23rd, 2021, and immediately they started tilling the land, paving roads, carrying out repair and maintenance of the distillery. Millicent Luamba, Maisha Prime News, Maisha Television.
Thank you, Millicent Luamba. And away from that, a group of women leaders has urged winners in the just concluded general elections to consider women in their appointments, led by Caroline Ateka, who vied for the Nairobi senatorial position but was unsuccessful. The leaders said that women are powerful agents of change and should be considered in decision-making positions.
It is our prayer that the constitution of the new government formation will take our thoughts and our requests into account and absorb us in the public service, as we have showed leadership by running for elective posts.
One person is dead while 8 are receiving treatment. An outbreak of swine flu in Elementaita, Nakuru County. Public Health Chief Officer Dr. Daniel Wainaina says the outbreak was first reported in the month of July, with a total of 140 cases reported during the said period. Public health officials say patients had cough, flu-like and breathing complications. Most of the affected victims are children under the age of 5 and the elderly. The outbreak is the second in the span of 2 years.
Tuliweza kuchukua samples za kupeleka katika maabara, na baada ya siku chache tukapata matokeo ambayo yalionyesha baadhi ya watoto walikuwa na virusi vya H1N1 ambayo ni inajulikana kama homa ya nguruwe ama swine flu kwa kizungu. Tuliweza kuweka mikakati ya kukabiliana na homa hii, na kwa kwenda pale katika eneo la Elementaita kwa kuhamasisha wananchi wa pale na kuambia mipango ambayo wanafaa waweke, ikiwemo improve mambo ya sanitation na ventilation katika manyumba yao.
2 suspected coffee thieves were lynched on the wee hours of Tuesday morning after a botched robbery attempt at the Kithima Coffee Factory in Ngelani in Machakos County. It is alleged that the gang of 15 managed to raid the factory at around 12:45 a.m. with a mission to steal coffee seeds, where 2 of the suspected thieves were roughed up by the residents and were lynched while the rest ran for their lives.
Wesi walitukuja wakatufahamia, na penye walitufahamia sisi tulikuwa watchman wa 3. Mimi nilikuwa wa pili kushikwa na hawa wezi. Walinishika kwa njia walifanya kunikimbiza, wakakuja wakanishika, alafu
kuja karibu na gate nikakuta wawili. Kuenda mbele kidogo kama wananikimbiza, nikakutana mwingine mmoja akatokea hapo. Tukakimbia karibu tufike kwa choo, ndio kukatokea wengine wawili. Hawa wawili ndio walinizingira, pamoja na wao wote wakakuwa 5. Alafu wakanishika. Unishika wakanipiga na chuma walikuwa nayo.
Niliona watu wakitoka pande ya mtoni huko.
Sasa vile walikuja watu watatu ndio niliona. Vile niliwaona hao tatu walikuja tu na kunishika na kunifunga. Wakanifunga kitambaa kwa mafua, wakanifunga kwa mkono na miguu, wakaniangusha chini, wakaniuliza mwana wangu wangapi? Nikawatanganya niko peke yangu, ndio hao wengine nao wasishiko waniokoe. Sasa wakanifunga, sasa kunifunga ndio alienda wakafuata hao wengine. Tukilio huko chini na raia akaletwa mpaka hapa kwa gate. Vile hapa kwa gate akakaa chini akaanza kueleza vile alikujanga hapa. Akasema tu niko tu wametumwa. Walikuwa wametumwa kahawa, wachukue kahawa. Na akasema wameitiwa 10,000 kila mtu. Huyo wa mwisho ndio alianza kusema hivyo, sasa aliuliwa kwa gate.
Ndio wakapata wezi wawili wakawaua, na tunauliza polisi kama inawezekana waendelee kutuchunguzia kwa sababu hao wezi walikuwa 15, wengine walikimbia wakapotea. Wauliza mtu saidie, ndio kwa sababu hao wakulima wanateseka sana na wako na nini na uchungu mwingi kwa sababu wanachoka sana kuleta hiyo kahawa hapa. Na vile tunachoka na sisi kutumikia hiyo kahawa mpaka hao wakulima wapate pesa. Kwa hivyo kwa polisi tunawauliza watusaidie tuwe na usalama hapa katika hii factory na katika hii kijiji.
And Mandera County Commissioner Onesimus Kiatha has urged residents to cooperate with security agents in a bid to maintain peace in the area. Kiatha said that with the cooperation of locals, chiefs can play a key role in stemming incidents of insecurity.
Sisi wote tujibidishe, tuhakikishe kwamba sisi wote tumehakikisha kwamba kuna amani ya kutosha. Tushirikiane na tuendelee kushirikiana kwa kupasha habari kwa vitengo zote za serikali ili kuhakikisha kwamba tunazingatia na kuweka amani ya kutosha. Nashukuru wakati wote wa uchaguzi kulikuwa na amani. Hakuna mtu alipoteza maisha yake. Simujipigie makofi. Hatukuona mambo mbaya. Hiyo yote tunashukuru wananchi, tunashukuru washikandau wote. Na pia tushukuru Mwenyezi Mungu. Watu wa Mandera tuendelee hivyo na tushikilie hapo.
Hali ya amani sasa iko sawa sawa. Na sisi tulifanya kazi muhimu sana kwa sekta ya security. Kuleta watu pamoja. Hali ya utalifu katika hiyo area imetulia na kushirikiana na machifu wetu na jumba 10 ambaye katika hiyo area wamekuwa very champion katika hiyo kazi, na sisi yetu ni kurudisha tu shukrani. Sasa nataka himiza ya kwamba wakazi wetu ambaye locals huko waweka amani vile iko, wachunge amani na kulete report immediately kwa authority ama kwa kitengo ya security agency.
And now crossing borders, Angolan presidential candidates wrapped up a month-long campaign on Monday ahead of this week's election, which is likely to be a tense standoff between a ruling party in power for decades and an opposition with growing appeal among the youth. More than 14 million Angolans are eligible to vote and will elect the president and 222 members of parliament simultaneously with a single mark on the ballot paper. Well, with that story, I'm taking another short commercial break. I'll be back with the remaining part of the bulletin. Stay tuned. Are you looking for a reputable technical institution to enhance your technical skills? Look no further. Kongoni Technical and Vocational College is an approved technical training institute by TVETA, a college committed to providing you with quality programs and services that will enhance and enrich your technical hands-on skills to meet societal needs. It is a top-rated technical and vocational college in provision of training, innovation, and action research in Kenya and beyond. We provide quality technical vocational training and research in collaboration with stakeholders to produce highly skilled and innovative human resource. We offer certificate in general agriculture, diploma in entrepreneurial agriculture, diploma in general agriculture, artisan in storekeeping, certificate in computerized secretarial, certificate in supply chain management, certified in information studies, certified public accountant, diploma in accounting, diploma in supply chain management, certificate in ICT, diploma in ICT, certificate in welding and fabrication, diploma in welding and fabrication, certificate in hairdressing and beauty, diploma in fashion design and clothing, certificate in fashion design and clothing, among many. Kongoni Technical and Vocational College is located in Likuyani Sub-County of Kakamega County, next to Likuyani Sub-County headquarters along Kitale Eldoret Road. For more information, contact us on 0721927458 or 0712114908. You can also send your application to PO Box 4530-205 Matunda or write to us on email to kongonitvc@gmail.com. Kongoni Technical and Vocational College, technology and innovation to meet societal needs. Engage with us on Facebook and YouTube, Maisha Television Kenya, Instagram and Twitter at Maisha TVKE.
Let me tell you, when they give you a very good deal, okay, look for the hidden charges. Period. Forget about the figures that you're seeing. Just look for the hidden charges. It is his prerogative to have a conversation with chiefs and sub-chiefs. It's just so if you ask him not to have a close relationship with them, it's like asking a doctor not to speak to nurses.
The big question is, are women experiencing gender inequality?
The male counterparts are being treated, so it's okay. Women have really been discriminated.
Tobias Hissa is my name. I'm the principal of Bungoma DB School.
The principal of Banga Mixed Secondary School.
Ni mwalimu mkuu wa shule ya watoto walemavu ya Nalonga.
Dr. Godfrey Murunga, the fourth principal of Kisiwa DTI.
I'm Zadok Munala, the manager for Kaimosi Friends Vocational Training Center.
This is Bushangala Secondary School.
Maisha TV, the Kenyan channel pushing information to Kenyan viewers through digital television platforms.
Maisha Prime News, Maisha Television
News.
Thank you for choosing Maisha Television for this
information.
Classes were in a poor condition.
Cultural programming coming to you through all major broadcasting platforms. Special in-depth coverage from around Kenya. Exclusive reporting from all across Kenya and the continent. Maisha TV presents high-class programming, engaging talk shows from our studios and outside broadcasting on a wide range of issues with trending perspectives.
I'm really asking our guys who are behind the camera to look for that clip and then play that clip.
Telling Kenyan stories you won't hear elsewhere.
the most wicked sight in my life is to see his tongue hanging almost up to here.
Tangu corona ianze mwezi wa 3 tumekuwa na changamoto mingi.
Watching stimulating debates on a hot seat.
I guess. Wait, I don't know. Wait. Let me tell you why the
No. The latest happenings from around you on Maisha Prime. The Prime Talk shows connects us with realities of life. Hivi sasa, looking at your everyday life.
Wazazi wameweza kuwapa uhuru watoto wao na ndiposa
and local business, finance and investment.
Some levels of smuggling of sugar.
Maisha TV digital platform engages users everywhere through multimedia approach technology. A Maisha television digital platform, your local and continental channel platform where you choose it, watch it and love it.
Welcome back. You're watching Maisha Prime News here on Maisha Television. Now let's shift focus to our daily education segment. One of the pillars of a successful society is a well-established academic background. Kenya is one of the countries that has heavily invested in education to pursue and achieve the Vision 2030. Our journey to bring you education stories led us to Nzoia DEB Mixed Secondary School located in Lugari Sub-County in Kakamega County. We spoke to the head teacher, Mr. Frederick Onyango, who highlighted the story and concerns of the school.
My name is Frederick Onyango. I'm the principal. This is my 3rd year. I've started my 3rd year. I've been brought here recently. And we have a team of teachers of 15 TSC teachers, 6 BOM under BOM, and then teaching staff consisting of 11. And we have a functional BOM and PA members. They are very active and they participate well, they support the school well. As a school, we've been trying academically. This is a school that embraces the Ministry of Education policy, the 100% transition. We don't lock out students who come in to join us. We all allow them to come. Academically, we are doing well. As any other coming school, we are struggling to push up our grades. When I joined here, we had only a few that were able to acquire grades that could take them to mid-level colleges and universities. And these numbers have been increasing. From the last less than 20 students.
With a great need to improve the infrastructure of the institution, the head teacher, Mr. Onyango, is calling on Lugari CDF to quickly offer help for a conducive environment for children to learn.
We have a boarding section, but because of the fewer facilities, not many teachers are staying in school. It would have been better that with again support from our communities, we can have more teachers' houses in school. We will be able to improve on the security of the learners that are here above what we already have.
Despite the conditions, the school has maintained steady growth in quality of academics performance with the support of its teachers, school board of management and Lugari sub-county leadership. Mr. Onyango has promised parents and the community of great performance in the coming national examinations.
Otherwise, I want to sincerely thank the Ministry of Education for the support that they have been giving us, support from the other stakeholders like the CDF, who has constantly been paying fee for our students in form of bursaries. We have the World Vision, we have the award bursaries through the county. All these have been able to assist our students remain in school. And even our supportive board of management, they're always ever here, willing to help us in whichever way that we may require. Our parents are equally very active. Parents Association, the executive committee members are always here to help us in the management of this.
For Maisha Prime Education segment, Maisha Television, I'm Rida Kering Chebet. Thank you for that segment. And now let's have a look at our special feature, My Hustle, My Life, My Story by Anthony Osundwa.
Branding in a marketing strategy allows organizations to target populations, promoting specific services, products, and images in the new arena of consumer-driven society. Manuel narrates his journey in the printing industry, working with the B39 printers in Bungoma town.
Majina naitwa Manu Mande, na work na B39 Finest brand. Tuko located Bungoma, karibu Bungoma stage, main stage ya Bungoma, place inaitwa Ola, opposite to just main stage. The petrol station inaitwa Ola, Mumias Road.
So mmeanza lini na swali hizi na nini kachangia nini kuanza hizi, kwa nini kuchangia gani ya swali hiyo na itasaidia nini jambo hili wasomi kwa sababu hizi mkafocus kwa hiyo.
Hizi ndio tumeanza kama half a year ago. Sasa tuko na kama miezi 6 sasa ni half a year. Hizi tuliventure juu si tuko na away yetu yenye tunadai kuifanya, niamshua watu wataona tukiachieve juu. Sasa hivi vitu za branding hizi na nini ni mingi, yes, lakini wanafanya ya old version. Unacheki juu si tunakuja na like kuweka print wenyewe kwa matop zetu na rangi, si kuweka print moja. Kuna ile unaweza weka na screen printing, inaitokea tu kitu kale unaweza mtu hata avae tu. Sasa ndio kwa maana tuliamua tukuje na new way ya kuventure kwa hii video.
He outlined some of the challenges they face, among them being difficulties in accessing loans.
Binafsi kuna ile challenge kwa kupitia kama
biashara. Unajua biashara ikianza the challenges ikuwa mingi kushinda vile imeshika. Ikianza kitambo mtu wa kuamini, umwambie nini, mtu amezoea ule customer wake. Alafu tena sisi sijui watu wa penye tumefungua ndo kuna shida. Ukikuja mwambie mtu anakuja kwambia nataka kama ikewe sura yake kwa t-shirt ama popote. Ukimwambia bei fulani mpaka anakurudisha kwa bei. Wewe umwambie bei yako yenye ni fair, unajua ni fair, itaketa kila kitu, kwa hiyo ni yeye anakurudisha tena kwa bei yake yenyewe. Sasa hiyo ndio challenge kubwa. Alafu tena Hii kama tauni yetu ndogo, saa nyingine unaweza kuwa na work, stima inapotea. Sasa pia gavana iangalia hapo kwa stima. Alafu pia gavana isikuwe inachagua watu wenye wana access loan. Juu kitupea loan fiti, tukiinvest kwa hii biz ita grow fast. Sasa kwa mtu akikuja peane proposal ya loan, asikuwe na ile anangoja sana kwa laini. Ile unaweza chaguliwa kuja wa assess work yako, waone kweli yako anataka kufanya kitu kwa job yake. Hivyo tu ndio atakuwa msaidia.
Kuna ile swala la license plates. Pia linawasaidia.
Mimi naona tu kama unataka kufanya biashara lazima uwe na license. Ni kama hata ukiwa na gari, lazima utainsure tu juu studies. Lazima tu, yani license tu ni must kwa business. Hiyo haina shida.
He further advises other youths to give it a try because everything starts with a single try.
Vile tu unajua ukifikiria hivyo ndio umeshaanza. Kama uko na hiyo interest mwenyewe, ukifikiria kama mtoto anasemanga anafikiria anaweza tembea na anaanza kutembea hivyo. Sasa ukifikiria business idea, unaanza tu na hayo tu hivyo, ina grow pole. Si lazima ukue ati mkali. Juu hata mimi still na learn kwa hii brand. Unacheki. Sasa ni hivyo tu, si give up. Pia watu wa support wengine, si ati mtu akianza unaanza kumwambia vile atafail already kabla ametoa idea. Yaani tu watu wa supportiane hivyo tu.
Anthony Osundwa, Maisha Prime, Maisha Television.
Well, thank you so much, Anthony Osundwa. That feature, My Hustle, My Story, sums up Maisha Prime News for today. My name is Rida Karim Chebet. Remember, Maisha Prime News comes to you every Monday to Friday at 8 p.m. and 9 a.m. and also on weekend, that is Sunday at 9 p.m. by Sharon Chepchumba. Enjoy the rest of your viewing.